Okay, DGP 119. Back behind the mic, it's Steven and KP recording on a Tuesday, November 11.
Howdy, KP. It is good to be recording with you on a Tuesday morning. It's our first morning sesh since I can't even remember when, but a morning sesh. It is nice to be here with you. But god damn, it is cold today.
It's cold, man. Yeah, the weather changed out of nowhere. The weekend was 60, and then Monday was down to 30. I have no idea what's going on, but here we are, man. It is nice. It is nice to be recording on a Tuesday morning. First one of the season, I believe, and I gotta say, happy Veterans Day. You know, shout out to all the servicemen and women out there. Shout out to any of our listeners who might be veterans. We appreciate it. You're giving us the day off, so quick thank you to you while we get behind this mic to celebrate.
Yeah, got the day off. Another holiday. You know how we do. Always take our. Seems like we record on a lot of holidays. To be honest with you, you got the day off. It's like let's talk some Arsenal. I think the weather turned because of the result. You know, it's a little cold front came through from east of us across the Atlantic. A little cold front. Not a great result. Fair result, I think that's the discussion. Is it a fair result? I don't know. We were just talking before recording. I have not watched the highlights back. I feel a little way about this game. It makes me sad to even want to watch those highlights. Like, I just can't do it. I think KP did, so maybe he saw something different back. Yeah, man, it was an interesting result at the weekend.
I think it was. Yeah, I mean, 48 hours later, it's good to reflect on the game a little differently. At the moment, Saturday, the 2-2, it felt like a big gut punch, right? But then when you watch back the highlights, you think, well, that was actually a really good game, right? 2-2 at the Stadium of Light, down 1-0 at half, early second half equalizer, took the lead, 74th minute, dropped 2 points, I want to say, in the 94th minute. Could have still won it in the end. You know, it was a proper Barclays game. When I was watching the highlights, that's the feeling I got, man. We scored open goals, 2 of them. They kept winning all the second balls. I mean, that was football heritage for me.
A lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda. I didn't watch back the highlights. It reminds me of, so back in the day, I'm an Arizona Cardinals fan. They made it to the Super Bowl. This is I think it's in the late, I think it was around 2009. 2 crazy plays happen in that game that they show whenever there's a Super Bowl. Every year they show highlights. James Harrison made a 99-yard interception return, and then Santonio Holmes caught a ball in the back of the end zone as time was expiring. I can't watch either of those plays. I just can't. The game happened when I was young. I mean, I was probably in I think junior high at the time. I wasn't very old. I just can't watch it back. It makes me sad. I feel like this game, it's like, I don't want to watch it back. I know what's going to happen. I feel like it's just not deserved on their end. I feel like we played so well. That's why I feel like I can't watch this back right now. But maybe after we talk today, maybe I'll get over that.
Hey, man, I'll try to walk you off the ledge. I'll tell you, at some point during this pod, there will be a few notes to the manager. I don't know if we're going to get to them right off the bat, but there will be some coming, man. I think first, maybe we should chat about what went as predicted last weekend.
I think you got a few things right, didn't you? We got a few things on the menu off of the Arsenal, the Tottenham Man U game. We got the draw, and that was a crazy one. Was that 2-2?
2-2 draw, Tottenham United, as predicted. Arsenal conceded, and they conceded first. That. Predicted. Leandro Trossard, right-footed, bang. That was written, wasn't it? I told you that was all over the script, chat. And then, ultimately the refs maybe helped Man City. Not something predicted on the pod, but, sometimes we like to ignore the obvious.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to predict it. It's inevitable. It's one of those kind of situations. You did call the Arsenal one, and so we were watching this game. Sunderland scores first. KP called a 3-1 game with Sunderland going ahead first. It was almost written, man. 2-1. We're looking for a third, and we were banging on them. Sometimes the one prediction we needed to go our way, it just didn't work out.
Hey, sometimes a 3-1 ends up being a 2-2. That's football.
That's football.
That is football, man. The lineup was as expected. I was surprised when I was looking back at the stats. There were 4 corners total in that game. 2 for us, 2 for them. Maybe something that went under the radar because I didn't see a lot of articles about set pieces after that game. I did notice the first 15 minutes of that game was just basically both teams having long throws. That was a little annoying to me. I'm not going to lie to you.
It was kind of an interesting one. Sunderland, this is where I'll give them a lot of credit. Like, who cares the way they play, right? They're Sunderland. They just came up. They can play however they want to play. I think the mindset was, can we take it to them a bit more? But you're right. It was very slow. I think there's a lot of stats after the game of like how much time the ball was actually in play. Again, I think a lot of that goes to Sunderland playing the way they did. They got the goal in the first half. But yeah, from our mindset, it's like the long throw. Did we need to be chucking the ball in first half? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not so sure either, man, for this one in particular, but I guess we were just going bar for bar at that point, right? If you start out with the long throws, then we're going to keep coming to. Our long throws, honestly, are not they're not amazing, are they? They're a lot of floaters, it feels like.
They're not a revelation. I don't think they're a big game changer. I do like a long throw. I'm not going to lie to you. I do like a long throw at times. I think it's a good change of pace. But there are certain times where I would just be like, hey, keep the ball. We got them pinned in. Let's just work it around for a little bit. And then maybe every third throw in, do the long throw instead of every single time. Because it does take a lot of time, man.
Yeah, so you mentioned you were feeling some type of way about the game. Let me ask you this, man. Do you think so far this season that was the most physical team that we faced?
You're probably right in saying that. I'm trying to go through like that Newcastle game. I don't remember feeling that way. There was quite a few I think the referee was letting the game flow. At least he was trying to, not with like ticky tack fouls. Obviously, you can go on to the big talking point of the Zubamendi foul, then getting a yellow card. Like that's not a yellow card challenge, but he's already let so much go on, right? It's like you eventually have to draw the line, and that's where he decided the line was going to be drawn. Was at that Zubamendi challenge. But yeah, I mean, they were physical. And again, this is where I'm giving Sunderland credit. It's Sunderland. It's a team that was just promoted. This is their biggest game at home. We had talked about that. It was their biggest game at home this season. Fans showed out. I think their team showed out. And they're a team from the Northeast, right? Like that's what you expect from them. And they did that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I felt like I saw a lot of people online not having any of Xhaka's antics. That was a bit funny to me. People were pretty upset. A lot of people coming out now saying like, oh, you know what? He was never an Arsenal player. People are just like the same people that probably 5 years ago, with the captain situation were like, screw this guy, are now kind of realizing, hey, maybe we were right. I know he had that like arc, but is he really one of us? I don't know. Sometimes I struggle with it, man.
Xhaka's an interesting one. He does have this arc, and I feel like he's now seen in such a different light. But I'm there to remember those days. Like, I remember the Burnley ball that he put straight into the player that they scored. Like, I remember those days. He was not great all of the time. I mean, that's my reality. Was he put in the correct positions all the time? No, absolutely not. But he made so many, like, bonehead mistakes, right? I remember those days. Like, the fact that the fans booed him, that whole situation, I think was a little overboard. But, I mean, good for Jacques. He's had a good career post 28 years old. Great for him. But, I remember the days.
Yeah. And, maybe we missed a little bit of what he brings to the team. I don't know. We can talk about that a bit, about our midfield. I mean, let's start with the obvious, dude. Number 10. When's it enough, Steven? I keep watching number 10, especially in games like this. And, you gave Gyökeres the label of hustle merchant. And as I was thinking about this pod, I was thinking about Eze. I was like, this guy's a half chance merchant, bro. That's all he's kind of bringing to this team right now. I don't see him in the middle creating enough. I don't see him getting on the ball enough. Sometimes it seems like he's just like roaming and the ball's not even finding him. But then he does have these moments where he's on top of the box or he's inside the box, you know, the little chest and the little volley, the little half chance that goes over the bar. Like, I'm just not seeing him play that right 8 role the way it needs to be played.
I think you're correct in saying what you are, but I think this is why I kind of like this, having these discussions. I'm almost the opposite of that. I think he's doing good. I like the way he plays. I like that it's different. I would almost say I need him, maybe where we're eye to eye on this is, I need to have him more involved. I need him to drop deeper and grab a ball and be like, I'm working the ball up right now. Him and Saka need to have a better relationship. Those types of things. The half chance merchant, oof. Don't do it to him, man. Don't do it to him. But he does have a lot of chances that seem to, whether it's go over the bar, go wide. Yeah, he could probably have, I want to say like 4 more goals this season off of the chances he's had. They just haven't gone in. I love a shooter. You know that. I love a shooter, and I love that he does shoot. But some of them need to start dropping, right?
Yeah. And look, it's not a slight to say he's a half chance merchant. We need half chance merchants. We do. It's just that I don't know about him playing the right 8 role and continuing to do so. I get it. I get where we are currently with the squad that we have. But to see him play that role and to see him play for as long as he does in some of these games, going like 80, 90 minutes before we make a change, that's kind of the part that I'm struggling with a bit, because it's just like, all right, like 70 minutes was enough, right? He had the half chances. Let's try something else.
So I think that'd be my question for you. If you're like having an issue with him, are you saying there is another player that should start there based on the squad we have? Or are you saying you don't want to see him playing there at all? Like, what is your thought?
I want to see a little bit of managerial finesse, basically, from Mikel. A little bit. Like, if you're going to be playing this guy in the middle, look, his entire career, he's played left wing or a left-sided center attacking mid. So now to be suddenly just putting him in there because this is the system and this is the open position, this is where I can fit you in the starting 11, it feels like there could be a little bit more finesse to find ways to get him also just more involved in the game, possibly, right? Like, I'm curious what those conversations are. Is there another player to be playing in there right now? You know, Ethan Nwaneri, I don't think he has the full trust of the manager, but I don't mind seeing him for 20 minutes to see a game out. I think, you know, Norgard, when you're shutting up shop, it's one of my big notes to the manager. We can get to that. Opportunities there. Some opportunities are there. Flipping him to the left, doing something different with Rice and Zubi. I don't know. Just right now, I'm not getting the vibe that I need in the middle. Like, I'm more than happy that he's an Arsenal player. I really am. And I'm looking forward to North London Derby. I think he's going to have a big performance that day. But the gameplay just isn't there for me right now.
Gotcha. There does need to be a wrinkle when it comes to him. I believe that when I'm saying he needs to get more involved, I want to say that comes from the top of like, how do we get Eze more involved? He's the player that can create chances. We have Saka. We have Eze. Trossard, because of how Trossard's been playing, I'll throw him in there. Those are 3 guys that can actually make something happen for this team. Everyone else is like, needs to play off of them in order to create chances. So how do we get Eze on the ball more? Because he is kind of, sometimes I feel like he's hidden, like he's hiding from places. I'm not saying that's how he's coming off. It's just, he's now 1 of 11 versus at Crystal Palace, he was the 1 of 10, right? Like, he was the guy. Everyone is looking at him, whereas now he's just one of the team members. He's not standing out like that, but he has the ability to. So you're straight up on that. Goal early on. Do you have any free kick? It's a long free kick from Sunderland. Weird foul from Zubamendi. Whether that's a foul or not, you can debate. I think that's fine to debate that, but when there's a goal or a free kick in their own half, you don't expect them to score against this Arsenal team. Going down one goal early, you got any takes on that goal?
I mean, the goal, when you watch it back, so when I watch back the highlights, the first half highlights, after, I think Sunderland had a chance somewhere in like 7 minutes in, something like that. And then around the 15th minute, Declan Rice had that free kick that he hit really hard and the goalkeeper saved it. I think that was kind of it from like the highlights from Arsenal. And then it, fast forwards to like the 35th minute when you get this long ball Declan Rice is basically at fault for that first goal. That's the only way I can put it. He goes for that challenge, loses the challenge, and then the player spins off of him, wins the second ball, and puts it in. I just think that's all on Declan Rice. Now, does he recover from it? He does. We can get to that. But that first goal, I expect a little more from him. I do.
I imagine the team watches that back and is sick.
Huge
bounce. No one wins the first ball. Big bounce. No one wins the second ball. They play it off to the center back who, this guy can't even dream of a better touch than that. I'm telling you, he can't even dream that he touched the ball like he did. To me, it's a mistouch. That's absolutely perfect. Smashes it into the roof. Like, what a great finish. But his first touch, like, I'm watching the game. It's like, he did not mean to do that. There's no way in hell. Because he wouldn't be a center back if he meant to do that. It's a great finish. But you're right, man. It's not winning those two balls is, I would say, it's not acceptable in Mikel Arteta's world, right? The dual monster thing. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and look, shout out to Ballard, man. I had no idea he was in the Arsenal Academy. I started to see all the stories now that came out saying like everyone was kind of obsessed with Xhaka's return, but this guy really turned up for the game. And if he was a center back coming through the academy, I understand why we let him go. You look at Big Gabby, you look at Saliba. Good for him, though. I'm excited for him to continue his career. He was obviously involved in their second goal as well. I think he got that assist. He won another header for their equalizer. But sticking to Declan Rice, man, it was nice to see him in that second half really come out to play. I think after the first 10 minutes, it's him who really presses that guy, wins the ball back for Arsenal to go on and get that equalizer. I'm curious what was said at halftime because the first half, not great, but the second half, we were there, weren't we? We were kind of back.
It was a very different performance. Did you see any subs coming in at half at all?
No, not at half. I didn't have any issues with subs at half. I didn't post anything about it. I did have a lot of issues with our subs in the end, but we can get to
not
that.
At half. Yeah. No, at half, obviously, it's night and day, the two performances. This seems to be, and maybe you have another take on this, but I feel like this is becoming quite routine from us, is the second half performance seems to be a lot better than the first half. The first half seems to be really slow and monotonous. Hopefully we nick a goal. We haven't been scored on in the first half, which has worked in our favor quite a bit, but the first half seemed to be pretty slow. Do you have that take?
Yeah, I wonder, do you feel that way about all the games, or is it more the away games that you feel like we're starting out a bit slow?
And maybe it's more of the away games. I don't know, man. It just seems, in general, that's just my take right now. Maybe I need to pay more attention to it. But it just seems really slow. Like the build-up seems slow. More like we're feeling things out than anything. Like we're not really going for it. Maybe we're trying to wear the opponent down. I don't really know. It just seems like we're just working it around. Hopefully there's a set piece that works out. The second half, and especially in this game, the gas, we were on the gas. We were watching the game, and it just becomes apparent Sunderland is shaking in their boots. Like, how are we going to hold this 1-0 lead? They can't play out of the back. Their only option is the long ball, which is they're giving it straight back to us. These goal kicks, they're starting to play, and it's like, we just need to press. We just have to press these guys. They can't play. They're not the level of team, and this is no disrespect to Sunderland, but they're not the level of team that has the ability to play out of the back against us. We started winning balls up high, and like you're saying, that Declan Rice ball, won it. What a beautiful finish by Saka, by the way. Got to give him respect. On the right foot, put it near post. But Sunderland were shaking in their boots. That's how I felt.
Yeah, and I guess starting slow, Steven, I mean, we kind of talked about this, and this is a big thing for me. I miss the press just overall. I think this season so far, I our press has been non-existent from the forward line, right? So I look at Gyökeres. We can chat a little bit about Marino. I'm looking at Eze, to be honest with you, as well, playing that right eight role. Is he pressing the same way that we need to be? So the high line press has been a little non-existent, which does affect the sort of speed of the game, especially early on, kind of just being invisible.
Gotcha. And I want to make sure I'm not saying like, oh, the fact that we're not starting strong fast in the first half is affecting results. I mean, look at us, right? I mean, the results are coming our ways. If this is a change that Mikel Arteta's made and it's working out for us, that's fine. If like we want to feel out the first half and that's just the tactic, I'm cool with it. But I do think it is pretty apparent we are being very slow, monotonous, feeling our way through the first half versus the second half. There's been quite a few changes, flowers to the manager, where like we come out in the second half and things have changed. Little tactical nuances where, oh, the game is affected because he's changed X, Y, Z about it. This was just it's night and day. The first half and the second half. We're down a goal one. We came out and basically steamrolled them. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it. Like, I thought we beat the shit out of them in the second half.
Really?
I thought we played really, really, really well.
Yeah, I think most of the highlights in the second half are Arsenal. So I think you're right in saying that. Declan Rice, before we kind of move on from him, I got to say, look, was he at fault for the first goal? Yes. Did he make up for it in the second goal? I mean, in our equalizer? Yes. Did I love that he tried to ice the game at 2-1 by taking a shot from half? Oh, I fucking love that, dude.
The balls to do it. I mean, I'm all for that. Declan Rice, I think, had a solid game. The midfield had a decent game. I guess Eze is the one you were talking about earlier. I thought Eze actually played okay. Again, it's so much different to look at the two halves, and I'm just thinking about the second half, man. We deserved to win the game. Zubamendi off the crossbar. That was a huge moment, right? Like, how does that not go in? What of all the chances we had? It's like, how does one of those not go in? That's a tough one to take. But I mean, to go back to the second goal, you know who it came from? My man, my dog, putting on the goggles, an absolute smash. I've been on this train. If you've been listening to this pod, you know I've been on this train for 2 years now, basically. Trossard is my left wing. I don't care if you say he's better off the bench. To me, he's just the better piece of the puzzle. And I think he's showing it like the last, 3-4 games? He's in his prime is what it feels like. I know he's 31, but it feels like he's in his prime. And what a bang, bro. What a bang.
If you're a new listener, let me just say congratulations for landing on the number one common sense footballing podcast in the world. Landing on the two people who will tell you Leandro Trossard is that fucking guy. Put him at the left wing. You think back to last season even, man. It's crazy. I heard a stat that he has the most goal contributions for Arsenal, not only this season, but this calendar year.
I love that. I love that for him. Big time.
The numbers are there. And honestly, the crazy thing, Steven, I watched back that goal. It's incredible. It really is. To your point of like Arsenal needing to press these guys because, look, at the end of the day, they're not at our level. That goal was a perfect reminder to like the Sunderland defender, like, welcome to the Premier League. You give this guy a window, he will bang it on you, dude. But I don't even think, like, was that his best goal that he scored for us? Do you have a favorite Trossard goal that you think tops that one?
You know what, man? That actually might be my top, just for my own reaction watching the game. We're on top of them. We've already had quite a few chances that didn't go in. And that is the one you're telling me we're going to score. You watch back all the highlights and they show the guy, like, say they show the contact with the ball. It's like, which one went in? And you're telling me that one? I'd be like, nah, you're lying. That might be my favorite. So you have another one?
For Trossard, I think two goals come to mind specifically. One that was called an offside, or I remember that was like amazing, right? I think it was a step. Do you know which one I'm talking about? He like gets the ball at the top of the box and whips it to the opposite corner.
Yeah.
But then they called it back. Like that one was sick. But I think my favorite goal from him that counted is the goal he scored against Everton when Saka like plays it in and it's off his left foot. He's around like the 6-yard box, and from that corner he hits it with his left foot and he hits the post and it went in. It was against Pickford. It was just pure class, that finish. Like I can't imagine anyone honestly scoring that goal in this Arsenal team.
I mean, we had crowned him as the best finisher in the club for quite some time until Marino started banging in goals left and right. Trossard is the kind of player you need. I'm gonna go back to the Eze talking point. Trossard does stuff that is just like, I'm gonna say, not really acceptable in the current team. We know the dictator that Mikel is. Play this way. It's regimented. It's a very rigid system. Trossard's the guy like, I'm gonna try the back flick. I'm gonna try to Travella this ball in. I'm gonna flick a ball over the top and just see what happens. That's what I need from Eze, is like every once in a while. And in the attacking third, don't get me wrong, don't be doing this in the middle of the field. Like, take your chances. I don't care. We do notice Eze potentially has lost some balls trying some different stuff. I don't know if his confidence is low. But going like Trossard, he tries it. If it doesn't work, you know he's going to try it again. That's what I like about him. He's going to try it again, and it does come off. The shit comes off. That's where I need Eze to kind of be maybe that guy from the other side of the field of like, trying things that actually aren't really acceptable in the current system, but are needed, but are absolutely needed.
Yeah, and look, I would say this is not to stir the pot or to be disrespectful to anyone else, but you think back to the last 2 years, how many times have we told you Trossard should be starting on the left wing? How many times have we heard the arguments, but think about him against those tired legs. He's better against the tired legs. And I'm here today to tell you, I think the debate is over because Gabriel Martinelli is not scoring that fucking goal.
I don't know. Has he ever scored a goal from outside the box in general? I don't know if he ever has.
I love you. I love the kid. I hope he succeeds. But hear me out, dude. He is not scoring that goal.
I mean, say it loud and proud, man. We've been saying it. And that's no hate on Sticks. That is no hate on Martinelli. I just truly believe that Trossard is a better player. That's just in my heart of heart. Even defensively, bro, don't get it twisted. I understand Martinelli is a great defensive left wing. But don't act like Trossard don't put in that work too. Don't act like that. Because that's not true.
Yeah, and you take away the goal scoring, you take away the crosses, you look at the passing, dude, the passing. There was one moment where Zubimendi was in the box, and I think Trossard megged the guy. He loves megging defenders, first of all. And then he played the ball through him. He just missed it wide. But those are some of the things that we need. And he's delivering, leading the line right now with, I think, 8 goal contributions this season, top of the stat board for Arsenal. But I felt for him a little bit in this game too, him and Saka, I suppose, because I thought Marino, as much as we showed him love, he was non-existent that game, man.
Yes, he was. Got the early elbow to the head. And if you want to talk about that, we can. I don't think it's here nor there with that decision, whatever. But no, non-existent. This was a game where it's like, I wish 14 was there. I kind of wish 14 was there because where was Marino? Whether he's dropping in deep. This is exactly the kind of team you don't want your striker to be dropping in deep, allowing them to pad up their midfield, right? Get their numbers. You're talking about them being a physical side. That played to their advantage. Whereas if you had someone that was stretching the field, right, occupying the 2 center backs, there's that different element. So yeah, just not the day for Marino.
No, I mean, look, the elbow that he took early on, I know people feel some type of way about it. whatever. I actually look at that moment more as how much did that impact the rest of the game for him, because he took a huge elbow, not just to like that, it was to his ear, and next to his temple. So I actually wondered, like, he could be concussed playing. I don't know the protocol, but like if I take a big hit to the temple like that, will that affect my game for the next 30 minutes? And then the other half, I think so.
It could potentially. I mean, we see these football players, shout out Jackson Dart and Brian Dayball, who just got fired, players who are concussed but continue to play. But nah, Marino, again, this you got to feed him. Surprising stat that actually came out of the day when I'm thinking about him getting fed is, does Saka not have an assist all season? That's what I'm hearing. I can't even believe that's true. I know he hasn't played every game, but he's played a majority of them. So I'm thinking of the services into Marino. Like, where were those at? He didn't really get any half chances to even score. But that's an interesting stat that came out of the game.
Yeah. I mean, Saka's played 9 games in the league now. No assists, 3 goals, I think. So he's probably watching those numbers, coming back from international break and understanding the assignment, hopefully. I'm not seeing Timber. I mean, I know we've talked about his kind of improvements going forward, but could he be cranking more overlaps? I think he could be, dude.
I'm cranking. Pause. But seriously though, Timber, I mean, he's so solid, right? It's consistent, Mr. Consistent, but you're probably right. And he's maybe missed that element the last, 2 games maybe? I don't really know, man. That's a hard one to say for him because he is Mr. Consistent. I don't know if I can put that on him for that game. Would you put it more on a lack of the right-hand side, so he's missing Odegaard and Timber isn't giving him enough? Or is it more of just Saka not being at 100%? I put it more on Saka not being 100%. That's where I stand.
I feel like he's getting to be 100%, dude, because the way that he has shown the desire to be on the score sheet over the last 3 games, Burnley, Slavia Prague especially, this game even, I mean, we talked about who's going to bail out the defense, and Saka did bail out the defense, right? I'll draw us even. I have this right-footed shot in the pocket, dude, that I hit these near posts, man. They can't stop it. So there is an element to like his fitness and everything else that I think is all firing. So for me, it does kind of come down to, not having a proper striker at this moment in time, not having the same 1-2s with Eze, not having the consistent support from Timber with the overlaps. And I mean, the Timber situation, this kind of goes to the manager, man. I mean, coming into this game, we went away to Burnley, away to Slavia Prague, away to Sunderland. And Benny Blanco played 20 minutes. Like, answer me. Why is that?
Oof. Let's get straight into it, because this is where it gets interesting, right? This is where we can all play that hindsight stuff. That armchair quarterback, as they say here in the States. So second goal goes in. It's 2-1. What time was that scored in? In the 74th minute. So you're looking at another 20 minutes of the game. Decides to put in Mosquera, go with the back 5, the Rob Holding move. Goes with the Mosquera. I didn't have an issue with that. But that was the only sub of the day, which I do find a bit interesting. 5 subs allowed. I think Sunderland made a 3 sub change early on. They got fresh legs. 3 away games in a row. I think he opens himself up for these discussions, is what I would say for Mikel. And I tried to stay on the same stance as I've had in my own views. And my view is, if you tried to do something and it doesn't work, I'm okay with it. For me, it's the lack of trying or the lack of confidence in your team. That's how it comes off to me. I couldn't imagine being Christian Norgard, Ben White, Hincapié on the bench, and you don't get in. In a 1-goal game where you're shutting up shop, the message is we're going 5 in the back. And not one of those other dudes gets in. I'd be kind of like side-eyeing the manager, like, damn, like, really? Is that how you're viewing me? So it is, he opens himself up to these discussions.
Good old hindsight, man. And I don't think it's nitpicking to be sitting here today after the first draw that we've had, following 10 games, 8 clean sheets in a row. I don't feel it's nitpicking if my one issue with the manager for the last 4 years has been substitutes and game management. This is a problem, dude. The managerial margins continue to bite us in the ass. I don't know what the fuck AirPods is doing, dude.
Have we ever known?
What are you doing, man? Like, go and talk to him. When it got to the 70th minute, I thought, okay, maybe now we'll see subs. But then we do have momentum, so I understand why you stick with it. But once you score that second goal in the 74th minute, to not make a sub for like more than 15 minutes after that, 2 minutes to go in the game, and your move is Mascara, who, like, okay, we get it. He's got the sharp elbows. He's had a good start to the season. Maybe you think this is a great opportunity for him. This is a big test for him, right? I get to see what he's really built up. I don't know. But when I look back on the bench, I've heard a lot of different folks having opinion on who should have been involved. Benny Blanco, you've touched on. Miles Lewis-Skelly, I've heard shouts about. Even in Nwaneri here and there. Hincapie, a lot of people wanted to see Hincapie as a closer. For me, if I were to send one note to the manager is, why not Christian Norgard? That's the one I'm really struggling with, Steven. The guy who is about that see the game out life, dude.
That's facts. I mean, that's kind of one of those players you bought him, and that's what you see from him, right? He's the kind of guy that can get a last minute goal with a header, or he's the guy that you're putting on to see out a last minute win. He's just that kind of guy. Veteran. I mean, you're right. To play the devil's advocate, I you know how I feel about it, but imagine if he does make subs and same result, we let in a goal. Are you as upset or like saying, oh, the manager got it wrong? Or because he saw it out with only one sub, that's why you're feeling this type of way, where the manager got it wrong?
I think for him to make a sub in the 88th minute, and that's his only sub, I have a problem with that in general. Like, that's an issue for me. I know the bench is thin, okay. But then when I look at the game state, right? What did we start the pod with? We were losing second balls. This was the first game where, like, Zubimendi was not keeping up with the physicality of Sunderland. And Christian Norgard, he wins headers, dude. Like we've talked about, he's a hard man. He knows what it takes to play in the middle against a team like Sunderland. So This is the part where I'm really struggling with is like, you gotta be able to make those choices as a manager, understanding how the game is flowing, what's our weaknesses. And I'm not saying like Mascara came in and he was at fault in any way for how the game went. But I just feel from a managerial standpoint, it's a huge miss. I think it's a huge miss. And to not see Norgard in the 80th minute, to number 10, what was number 10 doing? He had 2 half chances. That's it. So you knew number 10 was going to be the sub, and you don't go with the 3 big guys in the middle to just. And Steven, you said second half we came out, foot on the gas. We ran out of gas. So to like not see that recognition is. I'm not saying we lost the league, it's not doom and gloom. It's just to say, come on, Mikel, we hold you to a little bit of a higher standard, man.
I think this is all fair chat. The fact that we've been standing on this point for a long time with this manager about the subs. Just very interesting timing, who he puts in, whether he puts anyone in at all, has always been kind of a talking point for us. We finally get to the point where you got a deep squad. You can't tell me the bench is thin when you got a Ben White, Hincapie, Miles Lewis-Skelly, and a Norgard there. Especially when you're trying to hold the game. See the game out. Don't tell me the bench is thin. Who's he going to put in? Like, shut your mouth right there. I understand there's no attacking options if that's what you wanted. But we decided to go 5 in the back. So the signal is clear to the team. The message is clear. We're shutting down shop. We're parking the bus. See it out. 3 away games in a row. You can't overlook that. The boys are tired. You've been riding the same dudes because guess what? There's a lot of injuries. This is the kind of game, man, where I know it's just a draw. We've been having an excellent season. So, like, is this going to decide the season? Absolutely not. But the reason I haven't watched this one back. I'm going to watch the highlights after this. Don't worry about it. But the reason I haven't is, like, this is a game where I've seen us draw in the past, and it leaves that nasty taste in your mouth. We outplayed them. We outclassed them. They have 2 shots on target, 2 fucking goals. It's almost like, to me, unacceptable. And I will go back to what I said earlier. You're a professional athlete. You're a professional football player for the Arsenal. And you don't trust me to go onto the field and hold out and see out a game. That's where I have an issue. And we can talk about man management. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I know man manage is big for you, man. So let's chat about it a little bit because, I mean, I'm worried. We don't get the answers as to, like, well, what did Ben White do wrong? Is my one to watch, Steven, and I'm gonna stand up for the guy. You know, this is the time for it. Okay, this is the time for it. 3 games, 3 away games. You're just running Julian Timber to the ground. He's got his own ACL issues. So unless there's things that we're just fully unaware of, it just doesn't make sense. You don't want to play Ben White at right back? You've already subbed Christian Mosquera multiple times at right back. Why isn't that happening? Like, you know, these are just like little things that are question marks, and we're not getting the proper answer for it. We just know that, oh, well, Ben White is now in prison, and I don't know when he'll get out of the no trust prison.
It's, again, if we made the subs and it didn't work out, it's like I just wouldn't have those questions. Like, I expect the team to be able to hold the lead at 2-1 when we made 3 defensive subs. That's just my expectation. It's on the players at that point. The manager put you in the best possible position to see out the game. What I'm feeling now is he didn't put them in the best possible position to see out the game because he left those subs on the bench. I think that's where it is. It's pretty, for me, it's pretty black and white. You send out the message, pack it in. You didn't put him in the best possible position. Does this game decide the season? Absolutely not. But KP, we've seen this time and time again, which is the worrying part.
It is. And that's what we'll be watching for as the season, you know, continues to develop. Let's see how the players come back. Let's see how the rotations happen. You know, people are saying, well, maybe he would have made more attacking subs if he had the choice. It's not about the attacking subs. Why did Calafiori play to 90 minutes? You know, we sat here and we've said, okay, Calafiori is great if you want to start him because let's say things go bad early on, which things did go bad early on. You want to have him on the pitch to be a difference maker. But once you're winning and there's 20 minutes left in the game, I don't know. Should he still be on the pitch? Does he even give us a lot of control in the middle? You know, you think back how we're kind of losing the midfield battle from time to time, those headers. Does it make more sense for a Luis Skelly to come in and help shore up the midfield a little bit? Does it make sense for a Marino to be subbed who can't be running at all? And maybe you just put Trossard up there and one of the kids out wide just to give you, 15 minutes, 10 minutes of running into the ground. These are some of the things that are just going completely unnoticed, and it's going to end up biting us in the ass. That's the worrying part, right? That this is not the first time we've seen it. It's not going to be the last time that we see it.
I mean, this is the definition of it biting us in the ass for me. Like, this is it. Man, there's a lot of, it is funny. We're on this huge winning streak, not allowing any goals. This team scores 2 goals on us with 2. I mean, the second goal is insane. Like, I don't even know if I can call that a half chance. It's like a quarter chance, and he fucking put it in. It's tough, man. This is a tough one. International breaks right around the corner. I know that goes into his mindset. These are my boys. I'm going to ride them out. I'm going to ride them till the end. I'm with you. We've sat here and said the same shit over and over and over. I need him to listen to the pod. AirPods, I hope you're listening to us while you're watching these games. Maybe we should make some goddamn subs. Maybe we should make some subs. We got these big boys on the bench. Let's use them. Why even bring a full bench to the game if we're not going to use it? I don't know.
Yeah. I hear you, man. Look, that quarter chance that went in, I think maybe it's enough of hammering the manager. Does it warrant having a chat about David Raya? Does it warrant asking what's he doing there?
Man, this one's, I think the first goal to me is more damning than the second, to be honest with you. I mean, could we have won that ball? Probably. But again, what an incredible, the fact that he scored that's just incredible. I give props to the dude for even putting in the effort for that. Should the ball even got into the box? I don't know. Talking about Ballard winning the second ball or the first ball. Oof, another one. Raya comes out, doesn't claim it. Big Gabby's there scrambling. Tough. It's just a tough one to take, man. It makes me so sick. The 2 shots, 2 goals things just makes me sick. Like, we've seen this before. It's just my least favorite movie to watch, and it always seems to be on the TV.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive that he scored that. And going back to the physicality of Sunderland, I mean, that player did really well against Big Gabby. There's a lot of credit there. He really did. I didn't think for a second that they were going to call a high kick.
Oh, no.
No, but Raya overall, he did have a couple of good moments. There was one when he saved it and he'd lost where the ball was. You know which one I'm talking about? He just stood up.
Yeah. So, Big Gabby's yelling at him.
It's here. No, Raya overall, okay. It's a little tough, right? We've talked about how there's been 3 games maybe in this run that he hasn't faced a shot. So I don't know how much those things are also impacting him, not being as involved in the shot savings as maybe he needs to be, right? It's kind of a double-edged sword, that one. But do you think we will go on another clean sheet streak? This one lasted 6 weeks, 13 playing hours.
I think we will. I absolutely think we will. And that's just based on the amount of shots we're taking on goal. The numbers have to be there. He had the triple save. They ruled it offside, but they waited for the chance to end. He made that triple save, which was incredible stuff.
That's right.
That's David Raya to me. Like, when I think about him, when he retires, those are the moments. He's made so many double, triple save moments. I imagine we're going to keep with the clean sheets. Taking shots on target is an issue for teams. I will say this, man. Did Sunderland figure something out against us? This is how you beat these guys. You just lump the ball in, baby. Basically, route one stuff, just lump it and see what happens. Put that back line under pressure. You can't play through them. Can you play over them? That seems to be their method. I'm wondering if that's going to be a lot of teams coming at us.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I've heard some people be worried about, is this the playbook to score against this Arsenal team? I mean, it was just a tough day for winning the first ball and winning the second ball. We're not going to consistently be losing duels like that. And for the tactic, I guess the worrying part is that, this has been the first half of the season. And so you don't see a lot of moments like this. But obviously in the second half of the season, when teams do need points, they might be pushing really hard, trying these kitchen sink stuff to score. Mm-hmm. But right now, it's nothing that I'm too worried about, man. Especially because right after we come back from an international break, we've got some games where they're gonna want to try to play football, and that's always welcomed. That's always welcomed on DGP.
The last thing to hit is the last chance of the game. We almost snuck this game at the end. Almost snuck it. Saka puts in a ball. He wants his first assist of the season. Calafiore, I don't put it on Calafiore. I think it's just a pretty good save. The keeper, I don't even think he saw it. He just kind of spread out, hit his arm. Marino's there for the volley back. Ballard good block from him. Bruh, it's heartbreak. It's just heartbreaking stuff to watch that. It's we played so well, man. We just played so well. I thought we deserved the 3 points. It's just That's football. That is football.
It is, and that sequence at the end, I mean, I just said maybe Calafiori should have been subbed at some point and we're winning 2-1. But that sequence at the end is also, if I were to try to figure out what Mikel is thinking, it's like, well, I'm going to go to back 5 with Mascara, and let's say things go bad, Calafiori is going to do something crazy. So tough, man. It was tough. It was a good save. That keeper is pretty good, man. He's no schmuck out there. So, yeah, Marino at the end has probably his best involvement.
Yeah. Marino, I honestly don't think he had many chances, to be honest with you. I thought that was going in, though. I thought that was a goal. Overall, 2-2. I think from my point of view, obviously there's a lot of the pundits, all the socials, like, oh, that's a fair result. Sunderland deserved a point, blah, blah, blah. I'm not on that train. I don't necessarily. Did they play well? I think Sunderland played well. They played within their means. They played the game they set out to play, and it worked in moments. Did they deserve the point? I say no. Do you think it was a fair result?
You know what? I think overall, I'm fine with the results. I thought it was a really good game. It had a first half goal. It had, a couple of lead switches there in the second half. It was an enjoyable watch, okay? Now, from a Sunderland standpoint, I also just think people need to put some respect on Sunderland. We've played 11 games. They're sitting in 4th place. Where are your reigning champs sitting? 8th place. So I think understand who we're playing against. And you hinted at this before the match in our previous pod that it's their first big game at home against, a big dog. So they were fully locked in for it. So I think there's still a lot to be proud of, man. Even if it was the 3rd game being away in a row. Like, the players did deserve at least 1 point. So in that sense, it's fair.
I like that take. 11 games in, 8 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. That's not bad at all. We almost took all of the points from the last international break into this one. This is the only game we dropped any points at all. So and the fact that we're getting the injuries is obviously crucial. I think that goes overlooked quite a bit at times because of how good we are. I don't think you can overlook the injuries, man. Like, the Gyökeres one really, really hurt. I'm not even looking at the Havertz and the Maduekes and the Odegaards. Like, not even looking at those. It's like the team that we just had a week ago. Maybe we win that game. Maybe we take it to them. That's just it's a tough situation to be in going into this international break. It's a great timing. It is great timing. I am hoping they're back because this next run of games is tough.
It absolutely is, dude. It absolutely is. With international break coming up, I'll be honest with the listeners, you probably won't be hearing from us. But I gotta ask you, man, when we come back from the international break, who are you excited to see return? And why is it Kai Havertz?
It's got to be Kai Havertz because we haven't seen him. We haven't seen the guy. I hope he comes back looking even bigger than he did at the beginning of the season, just ripping through his shirt, looking crazy swole. But it'll be cool to have Havertz back, and that's why. I haven't seen the dude. It's preseason. He looks solid. He looked like he was hungry. He's ready to battle number 14 for the top spot. It's time. It's time to come back, King Kai.
It's time to release the hounds, dude. Come on, man. I can't wait. I really hope that he is close to coming back. And honestly, for me, like, if he's ready to go, I have no problem with him starting in the North London Derby. If he gets hurt, fuck it.
Don't do it to him. That's crazy. Don't do that to him.
No, I mean, I hope he doesn't, obviously. But I'm just saying that if he's ready to go, put him in. Going back to trust. Going back to just believe in the player, right? The guy has been out for 9 months. We've barely seen him this calendar year. And if he's here now for November, December, we know we struggle in November and December. So I'm pretty excited about his return. Anyone else in particular? Obviously, you're one to watch. Could have used him against Sunderland.
Absolutely could have used him. I'm excited to see Madueke back. Was a revelation for us at the beginning of the season. Kind of held it down for a few weeks. I'm excited to see him back. It'll be interesting. We got this new left winger, Leo Trossard, playing like he's the top man. So I'm interested to see where the minutes are going to be spread with him. And I would be glad to see maybe Osaka come off at moments, which he should be coming off in moments. Playing full 90s all the time is just nonsense from the manager, in my opinion. But don't get me started if this dude Kai Havertz starts the game, gets hurt. I will have notes to the manager. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
I mean, my notes would be super positive, obviously, but you can take the other side of that. And that's the fun of it. That's the fun of being behind a microphone, man. Madueke, it's so interesting, man. You remember when they were handing out petitions for not signing him, and then now people are online saying, oh, we still have this demon to come back. So it's like, it's how quickly the world changes, man.
Things change quick. Looking at the table, things have changed quick. Something that you got to give a shout out to City for is now the title race is defined, in my opinion. I think there's a clear top two after beating Liverpool. Liverpool absolutely laid on their backs, let City rub their bellies. That was actually a terrible performance. I only caught the second half, but I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? And I'm not even going to talk about that goal that was ruled offside because that's just utter nonsense. But neither here nor there. That changed the game, I think, completely. Could have been 1-1, but whatever. But shout out City. I think we said early on they had a tough start to the season. My mindset was they're going to figure it out eventually. They got Pep. They're going to figure it out. 11 games in, they have figured it out.
Yeah, a little bit. It's nice. It's nice to have someone chasing you. People are out here saying how they already are like dreading the fact that it's going to be potentially just them and us. Do you feel some type of way about them being right behind us for potentially all season?
Not really. I mean, it's the same old shit, right? Like Pep's going to downplay it, play the underdog chaser card, which makes no sense at all, right? I don't mind. I honestly think if you're looking at the games we've played, we have the ability to keep running away with it. I believe that. We could run away with things, but I guess look at the rest of the league. Things are tight. Hopefully teams can actually step up.
Things are really tight. And look, City, after the international break, they start out with playing Newcastle, and then in the league they have Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, Crystal Palace, Brentford, West Ham. That kind of wraps up their December. So that's a lot of points that they could be racking up potentially. But we've already seen them this season lose. I think 3 games they've lost so far. So defensively, they have their issues. And at the end of the day, did they absolutely smash Liverpool? They did. But what did they do when they came to the Emirates? Were they just sitting back? Were they just defending for like 70 minutes against the Arsenal? Maybe.
Let them know. As long as they got that big dude up top, I mean, that's just really what it's going to be. Their season's completely decided on him. If he gets hurt, they ain't going to be shit. I'm going to say that straight up. That's just how I feel. They ain't going to do a damn thing if that guy gets hurt for 2 months. They have 23 goals. He has a huge majority of them. Does he have like 15 goals or some crazy nonsense in the league?
Yeah,
like
sounds right.
They're a one-man team. But then again, the one thing I would say is worrying is we saw a one-man team last year win the title. Salah was incredible all year long. Didn't get hurt. So if he doesn't get hurt, they'll be right with us to the end.
Yeah, and I guess the one thing we kept saying last season as Liverpool ran away with the league was, oh, like this chunk of games, they might drop points, right? Like this chunk of games, this might be our chance. And it just never really came to life. And I'm really hoping that's how the season goes for us. I'm hoping all of these people are like watching our schedule, like the schedule after the international break, saying, oh, these two London derbies, sandwiched with a Bayern game, this is maybe when they drop points and we can, catch up to them. I really hope that's not the case. I want to just keep the foot on the gas, man. And the surprise, honestly, going into this international break after 11 is probably the fact that Chelsea are sitting third. Predicted to finish second, by the way.
You're surprised that they're actually in third? You thought they were going to be worse than that?
I'm pretty surprised because I'm literally wondering, like, how did they end up here?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. They have only 3 losses on the season in the league. That's very surprising. Sunderland only lost 2 games. How about that? They're sitting in 4th with 19 points. I honestly haven't watched a Chelsea game this year. I don't really like watching them. Don't like their players. Not a big fan. So you've caught some of their games. Do they actually look decent?
No, I haven't really even watched any of their games. I think that I want to say Palmer has been hurt all season so far.
Huh.
So there is that aspect involved with them that, they're sitting third place and possibly their best player hasn't been playing. So they're figuring things out. It's not a terrible team, but defensively they have issues, obviously. Mentally, they have issues, obviously. And it's fun to see them hopefully be one of those teams that can get results against some of the other top 6 teams. And that's really all that matters to me, is that Chelsea can maybe draw Manchester City, maybe pull out a win against Liverpool because they have the attacking options. That's the way I'm also viewing Manchester United at this point. I want them to be disruptors to the rest of the league.
I like that. You saw the graphic recently about the height of the lines. Like, we have the highest back line and play against the lowest back line. It's kind of one of those things where we talk about other teams playing the other top teams. It's like, what is your thought process? Why are you playing that deep line against us and not against City, like as deep? When you know Holland, his best plan of attack is running past you, running through you, and scoring goals. I would hope that those tactics are finally being figured out this year, where teams aren't just rolling over and letting these teams pound them into the ground. It's like, oh, let's try something different. Maybe if we try not letting them score instead of trying to score against them, maybe we can get the result. But you're right. It's always the other teams that you can only care about yourself. You play the games in front of you, and you hope the other teams in the league can actually show up.
That's all you can hope for, man. And honestly, I'm sticking with Chelsea finishing second place. I hope they do it. I really hope they do it. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. Anything else you want to get on the pod, dude, before we wrap this one up?
I don't think so. Everyone have a good international break. Hope your international teams do great. I know ours probably won't, but that's just the way it is. That's the way we roll around here. But yeah, we'll get back into it after the break with some big time games, man.
It's super exciting, man. And before we wrap up, let me just give a shout out to the Blue Sky fam. Thank you for continuing to engage with the content. We appreciate it. Fahad, Gilla Gunner, the Arsenal Hound, UGA Gooner, great cartoonist, by the way. Shout out to UGA Gooner. Adam Whitehead, Arsenal of Democracy, that's on brand. Lost on Beach, AFC 5 Ever, Goon Lighting, DC Gunner 7. Never forget about DC Gunner 7. Arsberger, Johnny Tio. You guys are great. So keep it up. We love you, and we'll be in touch after the international break. See you on the other side.
Be easy.